The views and opinions expressed on this program do not reflect the company, owners, management, staff, clients, or partners.
Good morning, Bermuda. It's Friday, the 7th of July, 2022. Welcome to the Daily Hour, brought to you by Medical House, One Communications, and Lindo's. I'm Philip Trott. She's Sherry Vanderpool. Liana will be with us later to bring you the latest in her news break, brought to you by People's Pharmacy. Good morning to our awesome audience. Thanks for making part of your daily routine. We've got another good one today as we welcome Bermuda Youth Connect to the show. Today's daily play is Family Feud. Sherry should be able to get these ones right. You'll be fine.
You're gonna be my lucky charm.
Really?
Yeah, it is. It's gonna be you. It's just Jamal just.
Well, I don't know.
Yes, you
I'm
are.
feeling that lucky this morning. But look, man, let's just get on with the question of the morning right now. So Sherry, now that more countries are opening up to reducing restrictions, where's the first place you wanna visit when? Well, I'm sure you've been traveling, but for our audience, where's the first place you'd like to visit when you're ready to start traveling again?
Well, it is Fun Friday. It is, all of that kind of stuff. So I'm excited that it's Friday. With that being said, where I would love to travel, I know two persons that have gone to this place in the last couple of weeks, and Dubai. I want to go to
Ooh,
Dubai.
okay.
I want to go to Dubai. That is at the top of the list, um, along with Africa, somewhere in there. I know Africa is very big, so I can't pinpoint one country at this moment, but
Just go back,
um,
period, to the motherland.
just go back to the motherland and embrace it all. Safari, the history, all of that stuff. But Dubai. Yeah, I almost called you Jamal. Gosh,
I've been called worse.
yeah, okay. I just got to get Jamal out of my head. Um, but no, Dubai would be at the top of the list. I want to do everything. Go see the pyramids. Go out to the desert. Go do the dune. Is it dune buggy stuff? See if I don't know the weight requirements for a camel, but hey, if they can take me. I'm just being real, Phil. I'm just being real. Let me tell you, zip lining, what's the weight requirements?
Right,
Camels, what's the weight requirements?
you're cracking up this morning. I
I'm
needed that laugh.
serious. Hey,
I
you
needed
may
that
not
laugh.
have that issue, but I have that
Hey,
slight
look,
disability right now.
I'm getting
So
old too. Okay,
it ain't nothing
some of
but
my
being old.
curvy clothes don't fit.
Listen, it's not even about being ill. My mother just ran, Mama Patterson just ran, Peachtree Race. She's in her
Oh, she did?
70s. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Well, how did she do?
She did very well. I think she came like 60 in her age group or something
Okay.
out of 2000 or something. So she did good. But like I said, age has nothing to do with it. Um, it's definitely something else. But Dubai would be my first pick.
Okay. I haven't really thought about it myself, but what I wanted to do was what I see happening is like there's a lot of parties going on like all over the world. A friend of
Okay.
mine just went to Afro Nation in Portugal. I was following on his Instagram account. Like it looked like a blast. It
Oh,
was like
that's where my godson is.
in
Okay.
Portugal. Yeah,
He's in
Afro Nation
Portugal, but
is pure. All you see is just pure black people, man.
yeah.
And it was like over 4th of July weekend.
Okay.
So it's
And what
like
is Afro Nation?
all Afro music, like
Oh,
Afro beats. Well, I shouldn't even say that. It's like black music, but a lot of it is like Afro beats. But they had like Shensia was over there, Meg Thee Stallion was over there. So like they
nice.
have hip hop and whatever too. But it's yeah, it's just a huge festival, like a huge music. It's like 3 days.
Wow. Wow. And Portugal would be on. Listen, I don't know if you listened to the show recently. I think it was on my birthday. And Jamal asked, what would I like to do in my new year and my new season? And travel was at the top of it. I don't have any babies. So I'm like, and I'm knocking on
Knocking on
the
something.
on one of those numbers. I'm not
Right.
ready to answer the door just yet. And so therefore, I want to go ahead and use this next part of my season and see the world. I don't want to leave her not seeing more parts of it. So,
Okay. We got
mhm.
some comments in. Sonia Clark says Dubai is worth every penny.
Is it expensive, Sonia? Let me know. I'm sure it is.
Marcia Robin Patrice Bradshaw, sorry, says Europe. That's
Yeah.
kind of like saying Africa, like it's like just one big. But you can, I get that you can, sort of skate through all the countries, kind of, which is
Yeah,
good.
and I've done a little bit of that already, and that's my sister actually.
Oh,
So-
oh, I didn't know that. My
She's
bad.
got a lot of names up
Yeah,
there,
yeah,
but
yeah.
yeah,
I had
that's
to
my
read up.
sister.
Sonia Clark says no weight requirements. They take us double.
She's talking about my camel. Yeah, I would be definitely looking like camel. You're about to get a third hump.
a third one of them little third dips.
Okay, Phil. You didn't need to.
Sherry says, Renee Simmons says Sherry have been to Dubai twice. It's a must and probably built up even more now. Yeah, I should probably go there myself.
Okay, so I need suggestions for Dubai. So
Yeah,
you,
bring in the Dubai suggestions.
yeah.
Sonia Clark said, "Oh, I've been to Essence before.
Oh, I
Essence
have.
Festival. Yeah,
Yes,
that's
and that's
that's top
in
class.
yeah,
That's
and that's
New
in New
Orleans.
Orleans.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
And I went probably in 2014 maybe. I'm not sure, but it's
Who
nice to know
went that
people.
year?
I went when Beyonce was
Okay,
there.
all right. I wasn't there. I went when I saw Prince. Yeah,
Wow.
that was special.
Yeah. And I just happened to be with one of my friends who knew somebody who worked for Essence. So we
Okay.
were able to be kind of
It's always nice to have the
backstage.
hookup.
Yeah. And so I definitely was like, can I get a picture? I am that person. Can I get a picture? And my friend, I was telling her, go get a picture. She's like, I don't even know who that is. I was like, we saw that movie last week. Go get a picture.
I think Sonia Clark, I think she was talking about Dubai, possibly.
Uh-huh.
She says, plan and spend. I guess it's not that cheap. I mean, it's not
Okay.
that probably won't break it, but just like everything, plan and spend. Traveling
Nice.
Trotty, I know she's been all over the place. Bali is
Oh,
lovely and cheap once you get there. I actually see a lot of people going to Bali.
Bali, I thought it was pronounced. Is it
You
Bali?
could have done that off the air though.
No, you're not getting away with,
You could have done
this
that.
is what I would do to Jamal.
You said I'm not Jamal. You said you're taking that Bali.
Bali, but we missed it. Shayna Smith also said Ghana. I did
She
see
did say
that.
Ghana. Yep.
Yeah. So
Sheikah Reyna says she'd like to see the Northern Lights, but it's cool. Yeah, I watched that on YouTube.
now,
But
where
yeah,
is that exactly? I know
that's you
if
got to go to like the farther north you get. So
like the North Pole.
north of Canada, like Alaska. You gotta get to like one of the poles. I think I don't know if you can see it from the South Pole. I know.
Okay.
It says
But it's
Northern
only
Lights. So I know.
it's only a but it's only a certain time of the year, right?
You're gonna have to Google that.
Okay.
That
Okay.
could be
Well,
that
she
could
could
be
let
your
us know.
that could be your trivia for Monday. Sam Cat Play says I want to go to Dubai, Africa one day, and Alaska.
Oh, Alaska. Yeah. My dad's been there.
Okay, so Christine Pyramid says don't just think of Dubai. Dubai, visit the other Emirates as well. Extremely interesting.
Yeah,
I have to
Christine,
write
I
that
see
one
you got
down.
a, I see she's got a camel
She's
in that
got
picture.
one camel there. Looks like it could support you. Camel looks
Have you seen
strong and
have you seen camel legs before?
hey, I'm seeing people legs. I'm seeing what legs, type of people those legs are holding up, man. So I'm sure a camel can sort it out.
I
That
don't know.
camel looks young and fit.
I'm scared.
I mean, be all right.
But
Okay, Traveling Trotty has an answer to my question. The Northern Lights can only be seen during a few months each year. Have you seen them, Traveling Trotty?
that would be interesting. My other place, in addition to Dubai and Africa, I want to go to Costa Rica. I know that doesn't really
I've been
sound
to
too,
Costa Rica. Costa
and
Rica's nice.
I want to go there, and I want to taste the food. And I think of Costa Rica, I think of food and jungle. Am
Plenty
I right?
jungle. Yep, plenty jungle. Food's great. We went fishing. We tried to go deep sea fishing, but like we caught like one fish, so we were just out there in the water. It wasn't a good. The fishing wasn't sharp. Um,
Oh,
Guys were getting, not me, but other people were getting seasick. You know.
not you, Phil?
No, I don't. I actually, this is in all serious. I actually don't get seasick. I'm fine on the water.
Really?
Yeah, that's one good advantage of being me.
No, I haven't either. I have,
Gotten
but I
seasick?
used, yeah. But after the fact, if that makes any sense.
Okay. Like when you got on
Yeah.
land?
Even I got on land, but I have been on the water all day. But it might
Okay.
have been because I was drinking tea. So yeah, never mind.
See,
I haven't been seasick.
Okay, so now look, it is 8:20, right? I don't want to
hmm
get in any more trouble. So I'm gonna bring in Liana. We can talk about Liana, and Liana
We
can
could
tell us,
talk about
not talk
Liana.
about Liana, but Liana could tell us where she wants to, where she wants to travel and whatnot.
Yes, morning, and happy Friday. I am so excited. You know, I do my little dance on Friday. It's the
Feel Good
Liana
Friday.
twist.
Yes,
So it's
Lee.
Friday. I'm feeling great and happy, and I'm loving this conversation because I, like many others, want to get off the island for a nice vacation. So Bali, I don't know who said it, but Bali is high up on my list. High up on my
Mm,
list, and I believe Sherry already said Dubai, definitely. But
definitely.
I don't know if I heard, but Morocco is also somewhere that I would
Morocco, yeah.
love to go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah, and
nice.
having like been in Spain and went to school and whatnot, like Morocco is right at the tip of Africa where the Mediterranean Sea splits Spain and Africa. So I always wanted to get down there, never got a chance. So yeah, I'm with you
Listen,
guys.
you know
I know, right?
geography like that. You go. You go, Lee.
Pronouncing the
Lee,
countries properly and all
I
that.
know Lee will always be on my team, but I'm telling you.
Let me tell you,
Hey,
there are only a few Cherry. We'll talk about that offer. I don't know if you really want me on your team.
Not
I
a
couldn't
hot
do
match.
I couldn't do half of these questions that you guys do. I'll be sitting there like, mm-mm, mm-mm.
Well, good.
all right, let's get to the news break. Liana, over to you. You ready?
Yep, let's do this.
All right.
Thanks, Phil and Sherry, and good morning to everyone that's tuned in with us today. I hope you all are having a great start to this fantastic Feel Good Friday. I'm Leanna Lambert, and it's time for the Daily Hour News Break brought to you by People's Pharmacy. Well, in today's top stories, for the first time in 2 years, since the pandemic hit our island. The island's fleet of buses has returned to full capacity, allowing standing passengers starting today. Now, the Department of Public Transportation advised that the number of standing passengers allowed on the bus will vary depending on the manufacturer specifications. Now, drivers will advise when the bus is at capacity. The department said that other COVID-19 restrictions will remain in place, with passengers required to sanitize hands and wear masks that completely cover the mouth and nose. Now, a detailed listing of requirements can be found on the government website. In overseas news, a new bill has been introduced as a private member's bill in the UK House of Lords to make provision for the marriage of same-sex couples in British overseas territories, including Bermuda. Now, the bill, which was introduced yesterday by Lord Michael Cashman, would require overseas territories to modify their laws to grant same-sex couples the same right to marriage as opposite-sex couples. Now, the proposed bill, if approved, would make same-sex marriage lawful in overseas territories, including Bermuda, Cayman Islands, Anguilla, British Virgin Islands, Montserrat, and the Turks and Caicos Islands. Lord Cashman, who is the co-founder of the British LGBTQ plus group Stonewall, tweeted yesterday, quote, "Recognizing none of us are equal until we are all equal. Together, only together," end quote. Now, the second reading of the bill, when it would be debated, has yet to be scheduled. And summertime is here. You felt it, right? Well, many are looking to head to the beach for a sweet cool off. However, beachgoers are being warned to be on the lookout for unpleasant visitors, Portuguese Man of War, after a number of the creatures have been spotted along the island's coast in recent weeks. Now, the government has warned members of the public to please keep your distance. Many videos have circulated social media showcasing what seems like hundreds of the Portuguese Man of War with their bluish gas-filled float along many of the island's most frequented beaches. So please keep your distance. Taking a look at today's weather, we have a high near 84 and a low near 78 degrees. There was a bit of cloud cover, but not to worry as it will clear, allowing a bright and humid morning for this Friday. Now, high pressure ridging holds the largely fine conditions for the moment. Those showers drift nearby this morning. A front is due to approach from the northwest later this weekend, increasing the risk of showers ahead of it, as well as strengthening winds. That's all for our Daily Hour news break, brought to you by People's Pharmacy. Now let's head back to Phil and Sherry in the studio for today's Daily Focus.
Portuguese Man of War, no joke.
No joke. Have you been stung? Any of you?
No, I've never been stung.
I have.
I got jellyfish once. That was it. Oh.
It's okay. So jellyfish sting, yes, stings,
right.
Whatever.
It wasn't
Portuguese
too bad.
Man of War, whole different vibe. Yeah. I had tentacle marks wrapped around my thigh.
You have to pull them off, right?
Pull them off, and then that thing, like it scars your legs.
Is that the one where you have to pee on it, or is that jellyfish?
That's jellyfish.
So you didn't. Okay.
Yeah.
I would have got that wrong.
But it's crazy because those tentacles are so like excruciating.
Well, stay away from the Portuguese Man of War.
Yes. Well, I have my day of the year, and we may not want to do this though, but we can. Be a kid again. Be a kid again is today. Stop what you're doing and immerse yourself in your childhood memories. This special day is about taking a break from being an adult and going back to being the carefree kid you once were. It's the perfect day to channel in your inner child and forget all the worries of the world, including your responsibilities and work pressures. The purpose of the day is to live these 24 hours to the fullest without stressing about the future. Let out that joyful, innocent kid that's still down there in all of us.
I will practice that. I am practicing that today. Yes.
I want to see you all on a play set, swinging your legs with no weight requirement.
Actually, I did that yesterday, man. The swing was screaming.
So Phil gets to experience that kid-like nature every day now that he has a kid.
Oh yeah, hey, it's coming. Trust me.
Yeah.
Get your
Preparing
knees ready,
myself for
Liana.
it. Preparing myself for it.
All right, have a good one. We'll talk to you later, Liana. Always
Ye-
good to see you.
Yes, Uncle Phil, Sherry, have a great weekend.
You,
Talk to
you
you
as
later,
Alrighty.
guys.
well. Okay, bye.
Okay, everybody, stick and stay with us. We'll be right back after our first commercial break with Bermuda Youth Connect.
People's ACW, located at King Edward VII Memorial Hospital, carries over-the-counter medicines, toys, cards, and even toiletries. Our knowledgeable staff are there whether you're at emergency, visiting family, or a member of BHB staff, to show you our best even when you're feeling your worst. People's ACW, we're here for you.
Hi, I'm Karen, a nurse at the old folks home. These long hours used to kill my feet until my hairdresser told me about a great place to buy a pair of clogs. Medical House. Finally, relief. They also carry uniforms in bright, bold colors. And not to mention the support stockings.
Karen, Miss Soltis bet her bet again.
Oh gosh, these days, I need all the support I can get.
Medical House has relocated next to the Dendytown Field, number 6 Bakery Lane, Pembroke.
Welcome to the new bulk store, Lindo's Next Level. Wake up in the morning with enough coffee to keep you running throughout the entire day. Your pet at home deserves the best. Stock up on dog food to keep your puppy happy. Need a quick, tasty lunch at home? Your chicken nuggets will be jumping right out of the freezer. What's a movie night without popcorn? You can never have too much. Lindo's Next Level. Why go anyplace else?
All right, welcome back to the big show. I'm Philip Trott. She's Sherry Vanderpool. It's the Daily Hour brought to you by Medical House, One Communications, Lindo's, and People's Pharmacy. It's time to welcome our guests for today, Veronica DeGraff and Teray Tull of Bermuda Youth Connect. Good morning, ladies. How are you this morning?
Good morning.
Good morning. I'm good.
Everybody's looking cheery and happy on a Friday.
We are happy.
So what's going on? What's Bermuda Youth Connect been on since the last time you came onto the show? What you guys been working on?
I can start. So while Teray was on the last time, we were doing Pride Talks, which is a series we host during Pride Month to just highlight the queer comedians, young comedians, and just give them a talk and just uplift their voices. Most recently, we had a Instagram Live last night where we went through the youth employment strategy. And we're going to have an event with Minister Jason Hayward, who is the Minister of Labor. And we're actually going to discuss the strategy with him and give them criticisms, and just feedback on how they're doing with the strategy. So that's what's been going on so far.
Oh, okay.
Awesome.
Really nice. Really nice. So so I guess today, like we're talking about feminism, we're talking about Roe versus Wade. When I saw the I was telling Sherry last night, when I saw the topic, we're talking Bermuda Youth Connect. Okay, cool. Roe versus Wade. Right? So
he was like, I know Teray.
I know Teray. I went into all that. I was like, oh, Teray. You know, I used to teach Teray in middle school. But yes, I'm old. She's not old. I'm old. But so now it's like, okay, feminism, Roe versus Wade. I am going to ask kind of like one question, and then I'm going to fall back and let the women sort of direct this one. But just to get us started, feminism, what does that mean? What does that mean to you guys?
Well,
take that one. Go ahead, Tina.
Yeah, I'll take this one. I think my favorite definition of feminism comes from the late Bell Hooks, and her definition is that feminism is just the fight to end sexist oppression without ignoring other forms of oppression like racism, classism, colonialism, and ableism. So that's the definition that I prefer to use, and I think feminism, to me, it's kind of like a way of life. Like, I see myself and my identity as feminist because of the space that I occupy in the world. So it really just means like collective power and unity, but that's how I choose to identify.
And we always like debate. I mean, there's 4 of us in Bermuda Youth Connect. And we, while Ajay, me, and Haley prefer womanism over feminism, because we feel like when we think of feminism, we think of white women, and us as Black women can't like get down with that. So we prefer womanism, which is coined by Alice Walker, and it really dives into Black women, or like intersectionality, like that there are multiple struggles in a person, or multiple ways that a person identifies, or the status that they hold. So womanism and feminism, I guess, we'll be talking about today.
I am sitting here as a proud auntie, godmother, or something, because when I tell you, I'm just so impressed by just what you young ladies are saying right now. When we look at our youth and what they're doing, we have some examples of some positive things going on in our youth. So I really applaud you guys, because you're schooling me. And
I was just gonna say that, like, I'm learning.
And Phil may have
womanism.
yeah, and Phil may have taught you, in middle school, Teray, and coined himself as Earl today, but you just sprinkled some seasoning on this seasoning woman over here. But to continue with the conversation, in the light of the U.S. Supreme Court recently overruling Roe versus Wade, can you speak on the status of women's rights to an abortion in Bermuda compared to the U.S.?
So yeah, we talked about that last. You talked about that last night. Teray also had a podcast on Burn News that kind of highlighted all of that. But I believe there are reasons to why a woman can get an abortion. Like, it has to be because of incest or rape, I believe, as well as harm to the woman, I believe. But I think Teray can highlight the others. There's a process.
Yeah, so there are like 3 listed reasons: abnormalities, harm to yourself, harm to the baby, as well as like mental capacity. But there are cases where people can get an abortion without having those reasons, because things aren't like, because there's no bona fide area of like resources for abortion. It's really difficult to get access to what circumstances like warrant an abortion in Bermuda. But we've been in contact with like GPs and OBGYNs, and there have been cases where people have just gotten abortion because they wanted to, outside of those 3 reasons. And I think when we talk about like the comparative between the US and Bermuda now, obviously Bermudians face circumstances like abortions here are expensive. So what people usually do is they travel to the East Coast to get a cheap abortion. But now, because of the overturning of Roe versus Wade, there's added pressure on people who perform abortions, because people from all over in America are going to be traveling to blue states to receive their abortion. So now there's limited access for Bermudians to go and get their abortion. So when we talk about the difference between women's rights, it really is scanty everywhere. Like, everyone is kind of fighting, like working with limited resources. But now with the overturning, they're becoming even more scarce.
Schooling me again. And with that being said, how can women's rights remain so progressive? Because it sounds like it's starting with the 2 of you and the information that you are given to everyone. So how can that continue as well?
I think just listening and paying attention. I mean, I did a bachelor's in biomedical sciences, and when we look at TED Talks, there was a TED Talk in December of 2021 by Catherine Colbert, and she literally said that within the year we wouldn't have the right to abortion. So it's just paying attention to what's happening and then acting on that. And so, like, creating movements that ensure that this doesn't happen, and just paying attention and being cognizant of what's happening can really help to avoid a lot of what's happened, I think. So creating movements and paying attention.
Absolutely. Even Donald Trump, there's a clip of him saying that, like, we want to overturn Roe versus Wade. So absolutely what Veronica said, pay attention and fight, like take action against these people who are trying to restrict their rights.
And fight in what way, Teray? Let's make sure
Okay, I have no worries. I have some actionable items. I think so. In terms of women's rights, I think more specifically for abortion in Bermuda, there's no abortion fund. So steps that you can take depending on your like expertise would be, I don't know, like maybe setting up an abortion fund, donating to one. If you can't do that, reaching out to your local MP, asking what their opinions are on like advancing abortion rights or just financing for abortion in Bermuda. But also talking to people, like building a community, informing and like telling your family. I think there's a generational gap between like what we view as right when we talk about women's movements. And I think bridging those gaps through conversations is also an activist kind of move, right?
Okay. Just making sure.
Yeah. I'm like cheesing. So whenever like Tariq or one of the guests goes big, like I'm back here cheesing because like I'm so proud of Tariq right now. Like,
thank you, Mr. Tron.
She's doing she's so amazing. And I was telling Veronica, like, her father's one of the smartest guys I know. So like what the intellectual level on the show is really going up a level. It came down since I came on, but it's going.
No.
I do want to encourage the audience to try and come up with some questions as well. But Teray, you mentioned, it's funny that you mentioned Donald Trump, because I've been watching it play out in the States, and it's like the conversation that they're having now is, you guys had 50 years to codify Roe versus Wade and you never did it. And like they had opportunities to get it into law. So we went and they saw this coming, and the Republicans playing this long game of packing the court with people who they know were gonna repeal, right? So putting that in the context of Bermuda, and I think he touched on it earlier. How do we prevent ourselves from getting in a situation where 20 years from now, all of a sudden abortion's outlawed in Bermuda, or something? Like, how do we sort of make sure that something like that doesn't happen here? Or what can we do legislatively or activism wise to sort of protect those types of rights?
Yeah, absolutely. I think the first thing is like just to note that the work starts now. So I think to avoid a situation of reversing time in 20 years, we can start looking at ways to advance rights. I know in Bermuda, like for example, because there's no abortion fund, we can look to creating one. Because we have no bona fide area of resources or pathways to abortion in Bermuda, we can ask our MPs to create that information and make it available to the public. I think those are two like really important items that can open the conversation about abortion. And then once we get there, we can have like a temperature check, because we still live in a very conservative island, right? Like I'm sure everyone on this screen is liberal, but I think once we go outside, there's a lot of opposition. And I think the earlier we start to meet that opposition, the less likely we will be surprised by it in 20 years, or the earlier we can counteract it and try to get those laws and that legislation in place to prevent chaos in 20 years.
Cool, man. So how are you guys, what's the talk about the temperature? I mean, I guess in your circles, like how is Bermuda Youth Connect and Bermudians your age, like how are you guys feeling about this?
Personally, I feel like there's a lack of education all around it. A lot of people didn't even know you can get an abortion in Bermuda. So before jumping to how can we keep it in legislation, a lot of people don't even know it exists. And so I feel like, just like what Teresa says, getting that information out there, because it's hard enough to find information about abortions in Bermuda, period. So just getting the research, putting it out there as a resource, and then implementing it. I believe you said there's 2 OBGYNs that actually practice. So who are they, and getting that information out there? Personally, for my age group, I feel like we just go away as it is, or just carry the child to term. And like Ray said, that's becoming a bigger issue because of its time constraints. And I think that's another part that we need to talk about, because a lot of people are thinking that, you don't want to have an abortion at like 8 months and things like that. There's time constraints. It's 24 weeks, I believe, and it's lower in other areas. So really just getting the overall education about what it is and how it happens, I think will be really important to our age group.
Yeah, man, that's wild.
Teray, did you have anything to add to that?
No, I absolutely agree. I think where we stand as far as Bermuda Youth Connect, like Veronica said, like we're all womanist and feminist. So we stand on a very specific part of the aisle. And I think most people we interact with do. And that could be a problem, right? Like we only interact with people who think like us. So we're trying to figure out where the silent majority is. If you guys know, please let us know, because we're having difficulty finding them.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, but if I find them, I'll definitely point them out to you. We got some comments. Carmen Mitchell Jones says, I like how this topic is well thought out, seeing a problem and providing viable solutions. Renee Simmons says she saw the discussion last night. By the way, because I don't want to end we're not going to end yet, but I don't want to leave this. Where can we find out about when you guys are doing these lives and streaming and whatever else? For how can we make sure that we get in contact with that type of stuff?
Yeah, so we have Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and a YouTube. They're all Bermuda Youth Connect or BDA Youth Connect. And we also have an email address that's bermudayouthconnect@gmail.com. So everything's out there. We post daily. We do countdowns to whatever we're promoting, whatever events we have. We usually do things like every week, so we keep it posted.
Okay.
Are the lives are they like uploaded to YouTube afterwards or no?
So they stay on our IGTV, and some of them don't. We actually had one last week called Talk Your Stuff, where we allowed.
Was it really called Talk Your Stuff?
It wasn't, but we live. So we just thought it was really necessary to have a vent session to talk about the things that we were angry about, because it's okay to be angry about things. And it was actually on this topic, and so we had our followers come in and out of the live and just talk their mess.
Very respectful.
Look, so we have another question. Sherry, you want to read this one?
Sure. What is the name of the law that addresses abortion in Bermuda? And that's from Rosalind Famous.
So you're gonna have to look at Bermuda laws. I don't think there's like a specific law, or maybe there is. I just don't know it. But the term that you're gonna search for is medical termination of pregnancy, or something along the lines. Like look for the word like Control F, termination, medical, and pregnancy. But the word abortion doesn't exist in the law. But I don't know what the exact name is.
Interesting. That says a lot too.
Yep,
look,
it does.
Teray, watch this. Mrs. Cellini is watching and very proud.
Hi, Miss Cellini. Oh, was that librarian?
Yep.
Was that the librarian?
Yep.
Oh my gosh, I'm still sharp.
Yeah, man. It's a little bit of some support also from Traveling Trotty. Ladies, you give hope and faith in the next generation. Keep up the good work. You're making all the teachers proud today. I got to tell you that. I do have another question. All right, so let's go back to, I want to touch back a little bit on feminism. So you guys are womanist, feminist. I'm blackist. All right. So
they're the same thing. They're the same thing.
Right. I get that. But this is, this is how I'm identifying. So when it comes to I guess the black struggle, there's a delicate line that like when people want to be an ally versus trying to take over and make it all about you, but you're not black, right? So I'm not female. I don't have a uterus. I know a lot of people who do, right? I want to support. I want to help where I can help. So how do I, as a guy, and people might be feeling this way, how do I, as a guy, show support while making sure that the proper voices are heard? and not sort of taking over?
Good
Listen.
question.
I'm trying to. It's a really awkward question. I'm trying to phrase it as delicately as I can, but you do want to support, but you also want to say, like, for lack of better term, you want to make sure you stay in your lane and make sure that the people who are trying to get the voices out get the voices out.
Yeah,
I would just say listen and amplify the voices that are talking. That's what you should be doing. And remember that it's not a woman's issue, it's a human issue. You're bringing life into the world. So listen and uplift the voices that are already talking.
Yeah.
Amen.
I like that.
Yeah. And I think like that's a really good consideration to have, because some people just take up space and don't think about the space that they're taking up. So I think like that's great, right? And exactly what Veronica said, like listen, but also don't be afraid to do your own research, because there's nothing worse, like in matters of race, in matters of gender, where people who are a part of the group that oppresses you expect you to teach them about the way they oppress you. So while you're listening, also conduct your own research, and just know, like Veronica said, like women are literally the bedrock of society. And also that's another thing, I never understood why women have to pay to give birth, because they literally give life to the world. Like that's a concept that I don't get, but just understanding that this is a human issue and not a woman issue.
Teray about to look. Teray about to start preaching now.
I was like, that sounds like another show, Teray. But I mean,
No,
she made me
seriously.
think just now. I was just like, you're right.
Like, no, even if you're like a raging capitalist, right? Like, and you think, oh, you know, it's a service and we're protecting you. Yeah, okay, that's great. But women are literally stacking the workforce. If we stop giving birth, you stop getting workers and you stop making money. That's a service in itself. So I don't know. This could be radical. Let me know at any point if I'm being outrageous.
No,
But that's just my thought.
When you talk about Veronica just said, you know, shut up and listen. So look, man, you can hear the talk.
Write her, Phil. Write her. Listening.
I do have to say, like, I don't have a whole lot of experience with abortion, but I have been learning a lot about the circumstances in which abortions have been necessary. And I'm not just talking about the obvious stuff like, you know, rape or whatever. I'm talking about like, oh, we gotta save the mother's life, otherwise the baby's gonna die, like that type of stuff. And so it's really scary to see those types, like the Supreme Court just kind of roll all that stuff back and say, like, we're not taking any of that into consideration. You just gotta no abortion, period.
And thank you for saying that, Phil. And see, you are listening, because a lot of people believe that abortion is the first option that people have to run to. It's not the first option. It's just an option that should be allowed to be presented and be utilized if necessary, especially when you take in consideration the health and the life of mother as well as baby. So I appreciate you listening, Phil, and bringing that to the forefront.
Look, just for that, you get to read Jamel's comment.
Phil, you're asking a valid question, because we often see white people, liberals, trying to take over Black movements. Women need to be front and center of this movement.
I was like, is she going to read it like that?
No, you're absolutely right. Absolutely
Rosalind, we're running out of time, but Rosalind Famous wants to ask, have you been able to connect with feminists in Bermuda from earlier generations?
Rosalind, you must be reading my mind. That was going to be my cry to Bermuda. Like, I really do want to connect with feminists in Bermuda from previous generations, of course, outside of like just scholarship and reading their books. So if you have any recommendations, please drop them so I can reach out to
or
them.
They can just hit you up, DM you on Instagram, right?
Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
Is it just Bermuda Youth Connect? Okay, cool. All right. Ladies, like, did they start? Sherry knows. Actually, you know too. Did they start off rough? But like, thank you for just bringing, you know, a ray of sunshine, because like we got there's so much bad news about people, Bermudians, especially your age, that we see in the news, and I'm like, I'm just hearing you guys talk this morning. I'm like, okay, there's still hope.
Yeah.
So please continue to do what you're doing, the activism, support whatever movements you're doing, and you're definitely going to have our support. Make sure everybody please go follow them on Instagram. You said Twitter as well, YouTube, Facebook, Bermuda Youth Connect. Ladies, if you are one of the youth in Bermuda and you're watching, please come out and support, because it should not just be 4 people in the group. All right.
No.
So go out and support. Ladies, I'm so proud of you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you,
All
ladies.
Right. Nice to meet you.
Have a great weekend.
Have a good one. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Oh, Sherry.
That was awesome.
That was a good one. That was a good one. All right. So we're going to take a break. We're going to go for a commercial break. When we come back, we're going to play the Feud. You ready?
I am.
Yeah. All right.
A lot happens around your home. That is why at One Communications, we have introduced affordable security and video monitoring, because everyone should be able to afford to protect their family. Anytime, from anywhere, One Home Security keeps you connected and puts security in your hands with an easy-to-use smartphone app to control everything. Home security is important to keep you and your family safe. Motion-activated cameras around your home and security monitoring within create a complete security system providing protection both inside and outside your home. Professional monitoring means that there's someone on call with 24/7 protection to notify the authorities and help keep you and your loved ones safe. We are dedicated to whole home protection with indoor and outdoor cameras, smart door locks, motion sensors, and more, so you'll always be connected to what matters most. With professional installation, no upfront hardware fees, and low monthly rates, because keeping your family safe should be affordable for everyone. Total home video monitoring and security, there's no better way to protect your home than with One Home Security.
I'm part of the SSCP, giving us opportunities to go out and sell, which is what I'm doing today.
One of the most important things I learned in the SSCP is that failure is just a part of being an entrepreneur.
As a vote community, then you can't go anywhere, can you?
I just believe it's a really beautiful and amazing experience for everybody.
A lot of late nights being up, trying to finalize things, especially for me.
You don't have to do everything at once. Little steps is the key to success.
They helped me go through every step of the way.
It has helped me gain more confidence, so that's one thing.
I'm Marley Spriggs and I am an entrepreneur.
My name is Joshua Allen and I am an entrepreneur.
My name is Trey Robertson Richards and I am an entrepreneur.
My name is Namira Rayner and I am an entrepreneur.
My name is Vincent Darrell and I am an entrepreneur.
I'm Shayla Swan and I'm an entrepreneur.
I am Sophia Pasinhan. I am an entrepreneur.
My name is Zion and I'm a young entrepreneur.
All right, it's the big show. I'm Philip. She's Sherry. Welcome back. It's Daily Hour brought to you by Medical House, One Communication, Lindo's, and People's Pharmacy. It's time for the Daily Play, brought to you by Heineken 0.0. Great taste, no alcohol. Sherry, are you ready?
I am. Let's go.
All right, let's go. All right. Okay. So this is a theme. I want to see how many we can get out of this. But the theme is dating.
Okay.
All right. You can handle this. Feud, so we're going to go for the top answers, right?
Uh-huh.
Things you should never do on a first date.
Go Dutch. Pay for your own meal. Bring your children. Nope. Bring your ex.
Okay, yes, we'll give you that one. So the first one was, the top answer was talking about your ex.
Okay, we'll go with that. Thank you.
Yeah, I'll give you that one. Then we had being late was number 2. Mm-hmm. Coming on too strong or saying I love you on the first date. Yeah, this is talking nonstop and forgetting the wallet.
Yeah.
That was the order.
Okay.
Talk about we did have some people said, oh, Tanya, she went in. Kiss. Nicole Walker did say, all right, talk about the ex. All right. Okay. Here's another one. things people lie about on a dating profile.
Oh, the way they look, their job,
Okay. Job was the last one.
the way they look, as their weight, their height.
Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
Height.
Okay.
We had a height. We had weight. Age was number one. We did have some. Okay, we got some ages in the audience there. Employment, height. Okay, boy, these things are going fast now. All right, age. Yep. All right. Okay, so, and the last one, foods to avoid on the first date.
Something with garlic in it.
Garlic is number one.
Thank you.
We try another one. It was number two.
No. Foods to avoid: lobster, meaning like the expensive foods.
No.
Onion.
Onion is number two.
Okay.
Oh, you're sharp, man. You would have got like 50 points right there.
It's
all right.
you, Phil. It's you.
Yeah, man. So what are your thoughts, man? What's your thoughts about today?
Oh, it was this was a great show. It's Feel Good Friday. We talk about the countries that we would like to go to once. Traveling has opened up, and Dubai was at the top of my list. And I love some of the suggestions that the audience gave us. Of course, Portugal was on there. Africa was on there. Bali is on there. So I'm hoping that people take that, and as we've talked about on the show many times, go see the world. As far as Bermuda Youth Connect, when I tell you I was back here very proud from the opening conversation before we even got into what our third or fourth question. Bermuda, they're not lost. We have some. We have some of the I'm going to say it, the unicorns right now, right? And they are going to go out there and spread that information and that positive energy that they have to other young people that need it. I love everything that they have to say, whether it be feminist or womanism. It is awesome to see. Awesome.
I know, man. I was really proud too, man. I did want to mention we did have some more places in the comments we didn't get to mention. People mentioned India, Singapore,
Yes.
Azores. You did say Morocco. So there's a lot of other places and once we get ready to travel again, man, I definitely want to got a little boy now. I want to take him go see the world,
Yes.
I can't say enough about our guest today. Teray, Veronica, you guys made me so proud. And like Teray's song, like, you don't understand. The last time I talked to Teray, she was 13. So
Wow.
it's like seeing her talk now and seeing all the things that she's doing now. It was really inspiring.
Yes.
Any inspirational thoughts today?
Oh,
Daily
you're
inspiration?
right. Yeah, absolutely right. Because I did almost forget. Give me one.
See, I got you. This
You'd
time.
see it, but it's okay. Always wake up with a smile, knowing that today you are going to have fun accomplishing what others are too afraid to do. And that's from Mark Cuban. And he is who?
Owner of Dallas Mavericks.
Yes.
He's worth a couple billion. I can't remember how much.
He is.
All right. Thanks, everybody. If you enjoyed today's conversation, today's show, give us a love, a like on Facebook, Instagram. Make sure you subscribe to the website, thedailyhour.com, for a chance to win cash prizes and more. And we'll be back with you on Monday. Enjoy your weekend. Make it a good one. Stay safe, Bermuda. We love you. Bye.
Bye.